And we are back. Another Doc the Journey, pushed out and delayed a couple of weeks, but we've been busy, so it's a good problem to have, I guess. But yeah, since our last doc, gonna give a recap of what's gonna happen since. A lot of things were talked about that. It was early stages of a new offer and building on that side. So yeah, gonna dive right in. Probably keep this 5 to 8 minutes long. Have a call now in about 10 minutes, and that's the recurring theme of the last month, pretty much. But yeah, where have we been in the last 3 to 4 weeks? So this was the first true month, last month of October, of launching the offer, and we went hard. We went after it as fast as we possibly can. Brought on a setter, scaled our ad spend, ripped email campaigns for acquisition. I have taken an average of 7 to 8 calls on the daily for the last 3 weeks, I would say. In between a break of going to Paris to do the High Rocks, it's been busy. It's been very, very busy. And kind of cooked a bit, to be honest. Well, no, I'm not cooked, but it's just been a lot of calls, and they've been great. From a first month point of view, in terms of the calls, not to get into too much of the nitty gritties, my big focus is always our ad campaigns, because in my opinion, you can take a company from zero to hero through paid traffic. Because yes, you can have success with email campaigns, you can send 10,000 emails a day, you can, but when you can run something profitably from an ad campaign, you can pretty much just flick it on, put some money behind it, and put calls in the calendar immediately. And that's what we did. So the first kind of couple of weeks of the campaigns, as I probably mentioned in the last video, kind of poor quality leads coming through, very high costs. And that ironed itself out massively then over the last 3 weeks especially. We've been booking very profitable calls with some very large companies. And yeah, we've some deals signed. We've probably, with the sales cycles and everything, it's difficult to know, and this is why I'm able to look past this based on past experience. I think we spent around 5 grand last month on ads. We've made that money back, and we're going to make it back a lot more because there's a lot more deals in the pipeline overall. But really, last month was about testing everything, and this is one thing I've realized overall is old Joe would have panicked and freaked out that he was spending money on ads and not making money back immediately, but I understand now that it takes time to test things, and I'm glad of last month, the amount of time I spent, because really I just said, let's go to the max. Let's put as many calls in my calendar. Let me speak to as many people as possible, validate the offer, make changes, make improvements, see where changes are needed and more. And all of that has been done. We've made changes to the offer from what we were originally selling even 2 weeks ago to make it more sellable now, essentially, and to keep it simple and straightforward, and repositioned our pricing accordingly, added different tiers in to give more options to different types of customers and prospects coming through, and already seeing that being received much better, deals from being signed from that. But if I didn't go as hard as I did and take as many calls, I didn't push as much as possible, I wouldn't have been able to as quickly have validated and found out what works and what doesn't. And now we take that into the next month, which is November, to scale even faster, have those changes and improvements made. So yeah, overall October, very, very happy with it. When you're so caught up on calls after calls after calls, it really can be hard to step back and be like, we actually did extremely well last month for a brand new offer, for validating it, for making as many quick and fast changes as we did. So very happy on that front. And it takes me time to actually sit back and look and say, well done, good shit. But yeah, we're in a very good position now. A very solid offer, structured correctly. A team in place for fulfillment. A team in place from a sales perspective, bringing on our first closer this week. And really that's what is going to allow us to scale. We have, my time is the one thing that is constrained right now, because after 3 p.m., I am on calls until 9:30, 10 p.m. at night. So there's no real true time to build and improve and launch new marketing and test new angles and more, because I've been on so many calls. So now, buying my time back, putting a commission-based closer in place, I can now start to spend more money on ads, validate even quicker, test different angles, and just really do everything. Things can just move 10 times quicker now, because I can take myself out of taking calls and just put direct feedback into actually growing the company on that side, which is awesome. But once again, would not have been able to be at this point if I didn't knuckle down last month, get busy, get on those calls, see the improvements, see the mistakes being made, and really just get in the weeds. And it's one of those months you look back on in 6 months and be like, damn, good shit, good work. That's what brought us to here. So yeah, very happy with that. bringing on a closer this week. They're going to be on calendar by next week, which is going to be the second week of November, going to raise their ad spend, going to test new angles, going to launch new email campaigns. I want to have our closers taking 5 to 10 sales calls a day is the goal. 5 to 10, just came up with that number there randomly. 6 to 8 sales calls a day is our goal and KPI metric overall that I want our closers to be taking. So yeah, that's where we are currently at right now. Very happy with everything that's been done. As I said, there's a lot of improvements that need to be made to finish off the end of the year strong, and I'm very excited for that. Other than that, any huge or crazy changes? Heading to Dubai in a couple of weeks. So looking forward to being off the calendar for that time so I can focus on actually building the company. Learning a lot more about paid traffic and paid funnels, because previously I just had a media buyer run it. Now I'm running our full paid funnels ourselves. And that is something in the future that I'm going to look to offer as a service, whether it's in our existing industries or others. So adding skill sets, it's amazing on that side. And then, we're headed in the right direction. We really are. I'm very happy and confident with everything that's occurring right now. And yeah, it's been a busy month. It's been a very, very busy month, but back in the weeds, and it's necessary to take things to the next level. A lot of insights have been received. So very confident with where we're going, the direction we're going, and just being able to, as I've talked about before, focus on the end outcome. Detach from the end outcome, but just realize it's already done. And when you're in the weeds, when you're on calls and like one call goes wrong and you don't get that deal over the line, like you can't attach to that. You're watching 3 lines out of a 3-hour movie. And if you just focus on that one deal that didn't happen, or that one call that didn't go through, or that person that didn't show up, let that throw your frequency off for the day. You are done. You're going to let your head get in the way, and you're not going to be able to carry on and plow forward. And that's been something I've not struggled with, but had to work on this month, especially because I've been taking so many calls and I've been so focused on what's in front of me and not actually looking at the bigger picture at times. So I'm excited, as I said, to take a step back, open things up, and really have the time to work and drive forward. But yeah, we're in a very good place. Mind is in a good place, confident with what we're doing coming into the end of the year, skill sets being added, the speed at which I can move at now, having done the past businesses before and those past experiences, it's proving itself. To be able to bring on team members, hire, onboard, build systems, never had done this at this speed before, ever. So that's only from past experiences. So once again, as I've said in multiple videos, any of your losses or your things you messed up on in the past, they are not losses. They're just learning curves to get to the next stage and the next level and the next step. So yeah, that's where we are at. I got to jump on a call in 5 minutes. It's a quick dock the journey, usually around 12 minutes. But that's where we're at coming into November, and I think it's November the 6th today. So yeah, let's rock and roll. Let's finish the month, and we will see you in the next one. Ciao.